The Unseen Letter. The story begins on a stormy night. Olivia, a young and ambitious journalist, sits in her dimly lit apartment, staring at an unopened letter on her desk. The rain taps against the window as if urging her to open it. Thunder rumbles in the distance, adding to the weight pressing down on her chest. The letter is from her estranged father, whom she hasn't seen in over a decade. Her hands tremble as she reaches for it, memories flooding her mind. Memories of a childhood filled with questions and broken promises. Shadows of the past. Olivia's past was painted with loneliness and betrayal. Her mother passed away when she was just a child, leaving her to be raised by a father who drowned his grief in alcohol. She would often hide behind the tattered couch, listening to the clink of bottles and the mutterings of a man consumed by guilt. One day, after a heated argument, he left without saying a word. She was only 14. The pain of abandonment became a scar she carried into adulthood. But now, this letter threatened to reopen old wounds. She finally opens it, her heart pounding, eyes skimming the handwritten words that spoke of regret and urgency. The secret that changed everything. The letter reveals that her father's disappearance was not by choice. He had been forced to leave to protect her from a dangerous past connected to his previous life as a covert intelligence officer. Each word pulls Olivia deeper into a reality she never imagined. Her breath quickens as she reads about enemies who threatened to harm her if he stayed. The letter ends with an address and a desperate plea to meet him before it's too late. The secret that changed everything. The letter reveals that her father's disappearance was not by choice. He had been forced to leave to protect her from a dangerous past connected to his previous life as a covert intelligence officer. Each word pulls Olivia deeper into a reality she never imagined. Her breath quickens as she reads about enemies who threatened to harm her if he stayed. The letter ends with an address and a desperate plea to meet him before it's too late. An unexpected encounter. As she pushes open the creaking wooden door, she is met with silence. Dust covers the furniture, and cobwebs stretch across the corners like veils of forgotten time. Just as she turns to leave, a voice as fragile as cracked glass breaks the quiet. "You came," says a frail, bearded man. Olivia's breath catches in her throat. His eyes, though sunken and shadowed, hold a glimmer of recognition. It's her father, but he looks nothing like the man she remembers. Once imposing, now shrunken and worn by years of hiding. Truth unfolded. He begins to tell her about his life before she was born. A life filled with espionage, double crosses, and a powerful enemy who had vowed to destroy him and anyone he loved. Olivia's mind spins with disbelief and fear, the weight of secrets threatening to crush her. Each word feels like a puzzle piece falling into place. The man she hated for so long was not who she thought he was. His hands shake as he reaches out to her, eyes pleading for understanding. "I had to protect you, Olivia. I would do it all again if it meant keeping you safe." Danger returns. Before they can fully reconcile, a sudden noise outside shatters the tense atmosphere. Her father's expression hardens, a flicker of the old intensity returning as he whispers, "They found us." Olivia's blood runs cold. The creaking of the wooden porch outside sends a jolt of terror through her. The next moment, the door bursts open, and men in black storm in, their faces masked and weapons drawn. The Great Escape. With adrenaline surging through her veins, Olivia follows her father's instructions to escape through a hidden tunnel beneath the floor. He lifts the trapdoor with effort, motioning her in. "Go. Now," he shouts. The darkness of the tunnel is suffocating, and each sound, her rapid breathing, the thud of footsteps above, echoes like a warning. She stumbles but pushes on, guided by the faint light of her phone. Her father's voice fades as the tunnel stretches on, his last words ringing in her ears. "Find Agent K." The trapdoor slams shut, and she hears the chaos erupt above. The search for Agent K. Confused but determined, Olivia emerges into the city under the cover of night, her mind racing with questions. Who is Agent K? Can she trust him? The rain has turned the streets into slick ribbons of silver, and the glow of neon signs reflects off puddles as she weaves through the alleys. She clutches the letter, its paper now crumpled from her shaking hands. A whispered tip from an old contact leads her to a rundown bookstore at the edge of town. A new ally. The bookstore smells of aged paper and forgotten stories. Olivia's eyes scan the dimly lit room until they settle on a man hunched over a stack of books. He looks up, eyes sharp and calculating, as if he's been expecting her. "Agent K," she whispers, holding out the letter. The man's expression shifts from wary to solemn as he reads it. "Your father sacrificed everything for you," he says, his voice low and steady. "Now it's your turn." His words are both a command and a challenge. Unveiling the conspiracy. Agent K reveals a plot that could shake the nation. An elaborate scheme involving high-ranking officials and buried secrets. He pulls out old intelligence files, spreading them across a dusty table. Each page tells a story of betrayal and cover-ups. Olivia's heart pounds as she sees photographs of men in black suits, coded messages, and maps marked with red XS. Her father had been trying to stop a powerful syndicate from launching an attack that would put millions of lives at risk. Olivia's role now was to finish what he started, and the weight of that responsibility presses down on her. A race against time. The clock is ticking, and Olivia must gather evidence while evading those who wish to silence her. Every step feels like walking a tightrope. She visits hidden safe houses, deciphers cryptic codes, and reaches out to old allies willing to risk their safety. The suspense tightens with each passing moment, a reminder that one wrong move could cost her everything. The final piece of evidence lies in a place she swore she'd never return to, her childhood home, now abandoned and cloaked in shadows. The final stand. Back at the house, memories flood her as she searches through old belongings. The creak of the floorboards beneath her feet is louder than ever in the silence. She unearths a hidden compartment in the wall, finding a small box containing a USB drive, the last piece of the puzzle. But before she can react, footsteps echo in the hallway. The men in black have found her. A fierce struggle ensues, with Olivia using everything she has learned to fight back. The room fills with the crash of furniture and sharp breaths. Just when hope seems lost, a familiar voice roars. "Leave her alone." It's her father, battered but alive, eyes blazing with determination. The ultimate sacrifice. Her father's sudden appearance shifts the balance. They fight side by side, each blow and shout a testament to their shared resilience. But victory comes at a cost. As the last man falls, her father stumbles, a wound on his side bleeding profusely. "You have to finish this," he gasps, pressing the USB drive into her hand. Tears blur her vision as she cradles him, his breathing shallow. "I'm so proud of you," he whispers, before the light in his eyes fades. The world seems to pause, grief searing through her. The revelation. With the USB drive in hand, Olivia races against time to release the evidence. The city hums with oblivious life as she uploads the files to major news outlets. Each second feels like an eternity as the progress bar inches forward. Finally, the upload completes, and a flurry of notifications confirms that the truth is now out in the world. Within hours, headlines spread like wildfire, revealing the dark conspiracy that had cost so many their lives. Justice served. The nation erupts in shock as the revelations unfold. High-ranking officials are arrested, and the web of corruption begins to unravel. Olivia's father's sacrifices and the years spent in hiding were not in vain. The people demand answers, and reforms are promised. For Olivia, the victory is bittersweet. She has fulfilled her father's final wish but lost him in the process. A new dawn. Months later, Olivia stands at her father's grave, the morning sun casting a warm glow. She whispers, "I forgive you, and I love you." A gentle breeze rustles the leaves, as if carrying his voice one last time. She walks away, not just a journalist but a survivor, ready to start a new chapter, one where truth and justice guide her every step.